I'm back again with another video. So, it's been the long-awaited video of me telling you guys how to calculate your macros to get shredded.
Not like that though.
This is George. He's my friend. He's the one that kept me sane throughout my contest prep and basically helped me adjust my macros and made sure my training was on point.
So I'm responsible for that, basically. It's all down to me.
Well, kind of. You know, I did put in the effort, but he gave me the recipe. So, just like we're going to do now. So, we're going to just start with an example of a 90 kilo, 200 pound male, like yours truly.
Ish. Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. And what we're going to be able to do is, we're going to work in pounds, because pounds is a little bit easier and it's how the formula's done. So, what we're going to do, 200 pound male. And what we're going to do is, should we write?
Obviously we didn't plan this through and we haven't got anything to stick the whiteboard up with, so I'm going to have to hold it.
Yeah, that's what he's actually here for. So,
yeah, that's all I do.
200 pound male. What you're going to do is times it, or times your body weight in pounds by 10. And that's going to give you whatever it gives you, but in this case it's going to give you 2,000. So with that 2,000, what we're going to do is calculate it by an activity number.
So whether you're sedentary or you're very active during the day, you times it between, what is it, 1.3
and 2.1. So for example, 1.3 meaning that you do a 9 to 5 desk job,
don't really do much else, you have moderate activity, gym levels, you don't push yourself a lot, and it's pretty, you barely move, you're a sloth. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got the 2.1, where you're, say you're a labourer, you're a Deliveroo driver or cyclist. You're walking to work, you're walking your dog every day, you've got intense gym sessions, you do HIIT, or you
like
do
us. Yeah. And that will be like, obviously, for the higher daily expenditure people.
That means you can eat more basically, so it's your choice whether you move more or...
Exactly. But what we're going to do, we're going to probably aim around in the middle of the ballpark. Probably going to go with around 1.5. This will probably be like an average person. They train pretty hard in the gym. What, around?
Yeah, they have a 9 till 5, an average 9 till 5 job where they just sit at a desk and not do much and then go gym in the evening.
Yeah, amazing. Perfect. So we're going to aim for around 1 times the 2,000 by about 1.5. And that is going to give us 2,500. No, it's not. 3,000. That's going to give us 3,000. I got ahead of myself there. But yeah, so that's going to give you 3,000. And that's your basic, that's your maintenance calories. Right, so from this 3,000, what we're going to do is we're going to take away anywhere between 200 and 500 calories.
Depending on how severe you want to cut, whether you want to go aggressive or you want to slowly introduce it. Exactly. And then you can keep cutting it a bit more every week. Exactly,
you know, just create yourself a bigger calorie deficit in order to get shredded. And what we're going to do, we're going to take away the 500, which is going to give me the number which I got a little bit too eager about and put down earlier, 2,500, and this is the magic number.
Our starting calories for the cut.
Exactly, and that's going to be where you start. And what we're going to do from this is we're going to create or find out what your macros are. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out how much protein you need. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to get your body weight again. So your body weight in pounds, or our example body weight in pounds, is 200. And what you're going to do is you're going to go anywhere between 0.8 and 1.3, and you're going to times it by that.
It depends how much protein you want to eat, really.
Exactly.
It's more about adherence. It won't matter that much in terms of gym performance or muscle retention if you go within that the 1.8 to the 1.3, but it's more about adherence to the diet and which you would prefer, whether you would want a bit more protein and a bit less carb, or the other way around.
Exactly. For example, with me, I like a little bit more protein, whereas him.
Yes, you're the higher. What's yours at the
Exactly.
moment?
Mine's probably around 1.1 to 1.2, where his is normally about
At the lower end, so probably about 1.8 or 0.9, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm on about 170 at the moment.
Exactly. So it always changes where I'm more on around 220, 230, but it's just preference. And what we're going to do, we're going to go somewhere in the middle, kind of, maybe more on my side. We're going to times it by 1.1, and that's going to give us 220 grams, or 200. It's just going to give us 220, but that'll be 220 grams. So what you need to do is you need to find out how many calories this is equal to, and carbs and protein equals 4 calories.
Fats are 9 calories.
So that's why fat is a little bit more dense, eh? That's why it stays lower. So what you're going to do, you're just going to times that by 4, which is going to give you 880. And that's how much calories you are getting from protein. And so, but obviously all relative to what your numbers are. So say you're 174 pounds, this will be a little bit more different, but make sure you're following these guidelines and it will be the same for you.
That's your protein done.
That's your protein done, tick. Now we're going to find out the fats. So when you're calculating your fats, we go through percentage. Normally I like to go anywhere between 15 to 25% of your total calories. So what you're going to do is we're going to go around 20%. Obviously you can choose whatever you like. So we're going to go back to that 2,500 number. And then we're going to divide it, or we're just going to find out what 20% of that is.
Which is 500.
Which is 500 is 20%. So, knowing that fat is 9 calories per gram, and you're going to have 500 calories worth of fat, all you need to do is divide it by 9. And that equals 55.5, but we're just going to make it 55. That's going to be your fat. Boom! 55 grams of fat. Next one.
Carbs.
Carbs. The old beautiful carbs. The things that keep people alive. So,
The things you can't have after 6 PM according to some people.
yeah. Oh yeah, no carbs before bed. Remember that. Or 6 PM. So, I am joking.
Yeah, don't take that seriously.
Don't take that seriously. Eat carbs whenever the hell you like. So, we have, so we know that the fat is 500 calories and the protein is 880 calories. What we need to do now is we need to get that 2,500 number again, because that is your total amount of calories. And then we need to take away
The protein and the fat.
the protein and the fat. And that is going to equal
1,120.
1,000.
Yeah.
Really? Oh shit. 1,120. And that, or if you can see it, is how many calories you're going to get from carbs. So again, with the protein, you're going to divide that by 4, and that is going to give you 280. So 280 grams of carbs is how much you're going to be consuming on the diet. 220 grams of protein, 55 grams of fat, and 280 grams of carbs. This is just a general outline for this 200-pound male. If you follow the formula which we have given you today on your own body weight and found the equation and put everything in, it will give you something similar to his, obviously depending on your weight. Just following these guidelines, implementing it into your training program and your day-to-day lifestyle will give you a good insight. You know, if you start losing weight on them, just track your weight. If you start losing weight on them, yeah, it's working. I mean, if you don't, all you need to do is just take away some carbohydrates or take away some fat or even some protein if you need to, you know. The choice is yours. And just don't go too crazy on taking away, always start slow. But just remember, because you will probably be fueling yourself properly for the first time.
Yeah, so it's a big change going from a normal day-to-day life, eating whatever you want, and you don't. People can guess how much they've been eating, but you're not going to be that accurate, are you?
No, you're never going to be accurate. You know,
if you've never tracked before, it's very hard to actually guess what you were eating.
Say, for example, I'm training a guy now. He said he was eating quite a lot of food. He was trying to lean gain. Found out how much he was eating one day. It was barely 2,000 calories, probably about 1,700. So,
which is nothing.
Which is nothing, and 2,500 calories for most people might actually be too much. Like a lot, way too much, because they're
so used to having so little that they need to readjust.
Exactly, but first you have to build some foundations before you start chipping away at the walls. So that is my input.
Yeah, and just to say, we both use MyFitnessPal, and we've both. I mean, there's other apps and
everything
trackers out there, but I mean that's just the easiest and simplest.
MyFitnessPal is the easiest one for you guys to use. I'd recommend it. I'm not endorsed by them, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, we found it the most simplest and easiest to use.
But this will always give you a good guideline. But that's about wrapping things up.
Yeah, that's a basic how to calculate your macros for
getting lean. If anyone finds this a little bit too complicated,
or they're trying it out themselves and they need a bit of guidance or like a little few questions, just drop
us a message on Instagram. Our links will be in the description below. And if that's ever too hard, you know, it's just you just think, oh, I can't do it. We do offer one-to-one personal training and online coaching. So just drop us a message and we'll be able to sort you out. Catch you in the next video. Marino out.
George out
as well.
If I have to say it like that.
See you later. Peace.